All right, everybody. Mike Wood here, uh, your coach. I'm going to talk a little bit today. I'm going to talk a lot today about marketing and specifically paid advertising. We're going to go into Google Ads and discuss a little bit about how to start a campaign, how to start an ad group, an ad, and we'll just go through the whole process and put it together. I'm going to focus on doing an ad for Father's Day because that's something that I need to do. So hopefully this will give you some insights, some information about how to run an ad. And of course, you're not going to do the same exact ad that I do. You're going to do an ad based on your product. And so there will be some slight differences, but try to recognize the techniques and the strategies here, not so much getting stuck on the exact steps. You got to get out of that idea of trying to follow exact steps, because if if you want to build a house, for example, and you want to have a white colonial style house with pillars on the front, and I'm going to show you how to do construction for building a house, but I'm building a cabin, then you can't get caught up with the fact that, oh no, he's building a cabin, therefore I won't know how to build a house. It's not about the final exterior look of the house, just like it's not the about the exact product that I'm doing here. With that house analogy, you're going to learn how to lay the plumbing, uh, how to put the foundation in. That's all going to be the same. You're going to learn how to do the electrical. That's all the same. It doesn't matter whether it's a colonial style house or a modern house or a cabin, right? All of those things are the same. You're going to learn how to do carpentry, the finished carpentry, the drywall, the painting. All of those things are the same. That's how you got to look at these webinars. It's not like if I don't do the exact thing that you need to do, that you can't learn from this. So please take that into consideration and open your mind so that you're looking for the techniques more than the exact details. The techniques and the steps are going to be the same. You're just going to use your keywords, your products to promote. So stick around. We'll jump in here. We'll get this going for you. All right, let's jump right into this. Thanks for sticking around with me. So you want to get some traffic to your website and you want to learn how to do it through ads. Why do we want to use ads and why Google Ads? Well, first, let's just briefly give some details. Google is the biggest website on the internet through the whole planet. Nobody has more traffic than Google. Next to them, I believe, is either Facebook or YouTube, and they own YouTube. So Google has a huge amount of traffic, and so we want to leverage that. We want to use their platform to bring in quality visitors to our website. And so that's one reason to use Google Ads. Of course, they have all that traffic because most people, when they come to a website, or I'm sorry, when they come to the internet to search for something, before they go to a website, unless they have a favorite, they're going to go to Google and they're going to run a search, right? We don't search it, we Google it, right? It's a household name. So that's why we want to run this. And we want to learn how to run paid ads because that is the fastest way to drive traffic to our site. Now, there is a lot to think about here. You've got to recognize that if you are going to pay to drive traffic, you're going to have to give it a little bit of time. You've got to follow the rules. And some of these rules include um, make sure you're getting enough traffic. Be willing to pay some money. Don't spend $10 and then try to analyze what happened there. You're going to have to spend a couple $100 at least to get started running some ads and driving traffic. Okay. Uh, So that's important. Another one is let it run for at least 2 weeks before you analyze to make changes or decide whether it's effective or not. So you need to run the ad for a good amount of time. Now, I'm going to be creating a Father's Day ad today, and I don't quite have 2 weeks before Father's Day actually arrives. And so I won't be completely following that. I've got oh, little over 1.5 weeks basically here that I'm going to be doing for this ad. Okay. All right. So let it run, then test it and research and look at what you've done. And it's not going to hurt to run multiple ads at the same time to do some A/B testing. A/B testing means that you're testing A against B, that you're testing this ad against that ad. Slight differences, image differences. If you're doing image ads, we're not going to discuss image ads or display ads today. We're going to focus just on the basic search campaigns. Okay, so smash that subscribe to make sure you get the next videos that come out on this topic and others, and be sure and give the video a like because you're going to love it. Let's jump in and share with you how we get started. So what we're looking at here is Google Ads overview page. Okay, that's why it says overview right up here. I'm not going to go into the details, but if we want to create, if we want to do our keyword research, which is where we should start, I've already got videos on that, and I'll probably update them here before too long. But you'll do that under the tools up here at the top, little wrench icon, and then under planning and keyword planner. And if your screen isn't as big as mine, if it's a smaller screen and you come in and do that, then it's probably going to look a little different. Let's see if I can show you that. So you might see something like this where it drops down and you go to planning, and then you got to click that, and then under planning, keyword planner. Okay. So that's where you want to start, is get those keywords so that you have a list of keywords to target. These are your target phrases. This is the phrases that your audience is looking at to, it's what they're typing in to find your product. And so you need to know what those phrases are. Then we're going to come in here and of course you'll have to set up your billing, and that if it's not done, that'll be part of this process as you go through here. And I would recommend that you don't set it on automatic, that you just pay as you go. So you put in the budget that you want. So if we're going to put in $500 to get started, then enter $500 into your billing, and you can run ads until that's done. Okay. So that, like I say, you'll get to a point in this process when you finalize all this where they'll ask for that. I've already got my funding in, so that probably won't be shown on this video. So you'll click on New Campaign, so we can start a campaign. So I'm going to show you how to create a campaign, then an ad group, and then an ad. Okay, and that's the basic process here. You don't always create new campaigns. The campaign is the big umbrella, that's the tent. And then within the tent, you have all the different acts for the circus, right? And those are the ad groups. And then within each ad group, we have the individual ads. So you'll start by creating one campaign, one ad group, and then you might do multiple ads under that ad group. So currently, when you start a new campaign, you're going to see a screen like this, and they're telling you exactly what to do, and they have these little question mark options that pop up that will give you some extra help if you're wondering what it means. So first, we're going to select the goal that would make this campaign successful to you. What are we looking for? Are we looking to get sales? Are we looking for leads? Are we just looking for general website traffic? Are we looking to just brand ourselves, product and brand consideration, brand awareness and reach? Are we looking to promote an app or a local brick and mortar store visit, right? Well, generally, we're looking for sales, right? We're looking to drive sales online through our website. And so that's what we're going to focus on. So we're just going to click on that right there. And that's where we want to start. Now, the next section here is select a campaign type. And you notice they've got this little question mark that we can open up. Campaign types determine where customers see your ads and the settings and options available to you. And you can learn more if you want about these different types. What we're going to do, as I stated earlier, is we're just going to do a search campaign, just a general search campaign. Okay. Now, there are a lot of options here that we can get to eventually. We can do display campaigns, we can do shopping, video ads, smart ads, discovery ads. We've got all these possibilities. Okay. We're going to focus on just a basic search campaign. Some of these have benefits for you, especially when you're new, but in my opinion, the most valuable thing you can do is really learn your audience, get to know them, look at your keywords, do that research, know and understand what the person behind the keyword is trying to find, what they're looking for, so you know the value or lack thereof for every keyword that you see in your list. Okay, so we're going to go with a search campaign here to get us started. And so this will be just a general search. When somebody goes to Google, they're going to type in keywords to run a search. That's the kind of campaign we're doing. So our ads will, you'll see it here when they show you previews. Our ads will show up, okay? So select the ways you'd like to reach your goal. Do we want website visits, phone calls, in-person store visits, or app downloads? Well, for most of us, if we're just getting started with a website, we want website visits. So then they're going to ask for your business's website. So we've got to type in the URL of our website. So in this case, it's going to be https://vipersharp.com. That's my website. Okay. And so we type that in, and then we come down here and click the blue continue button at the bottom left to move on to the next step. On the next step, we're going to name our campaign. Now, they might pop up with a little tutorial like this. New campaigns now automatically saved as drafts. You can now create a draft campaign, get started with the information you have, and come back later to finish setting up your campaign. So if you get interrupted or something like that and you have to step away for an emergency or you run out of time or whatever, well, it'll save for you. Okay. All right, great. Get started. Campaign name. Okay. Now, notice also here, they'll probably run you through this. If you're new to it, they're going to run you through all these. It's been a little while since I've been in here creating something new, and so I guess they figure they're going to run me through the tutorial. You can skip fields, even required fields, and come back later when you're ready to fill them in. I'm going to go ahead and go through this tutorial for you. Navigate between steps. You can now get back and change your campaign setup. Click the step to go back and make changes. So these steps up here at the top of the page, select campaign settings right under the Google Ads banner or header up at the top. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and so on. Okay, so you can navigate between those. Publish the campaign. When you are ready to publish this campaign, click Publish in the review step, which is the final step 4. Okay, great, you're done. You can repeat these tasks at any time by clicking guided steps from the help icon. The help icon is the question mark in the circle up there at the top right. Okay. All right, guide completed. Was it useful? Well, sure, it was useful. Thank you very much. All right, so now, general settings, campaign name. I'm going to name this Holidays. And I'm not going to spell it correctly, apparently. Holidays. Holidays. All right, so we're going to name this Holidays, and it's going to start with a focus on Father's Day. Networks. Now, this is important. When you're setting this up, we can do the search network, which is the basic Google search, and this checkbox here will include Google search partners. What are Google search partners? To help you get a similar cost per conversion as you get on the search network, some clicks on the search partner network may cost more or less than the Google search max cost per click bid, CPC. Search partner performance won't impact your search quality score. All right, so the search partners are other platforms, other search engines that piggyback on Google and use their platform. So it puts you on other searching sites. In my history, as I've done Google, and I haven't tested this recently, but in my um, in my experience, it has not been very valuable to include search partners. And so I generally recommend unchecking that. And so you would click that to uncheck that box so that we're not including the Google search partners. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and test this right now. So while I'll tell you to leave that unchecked, I'm going to click it this time. Okay. Display network. Easy way to get additional conversion at similar or lower cost than search with unused search budget. Include Google Display Network. All right, so what's the display network? Um, what to know about expanding your search campaign to Google Display. You'll get incremental conversions on display at similar or lower cost than on search. Your ads will appear only when you're not using all your budget on search or when display conversions are cheaper and your other display campaigns are not eligible to serve. Your display performance won't impact your search quality score. No additional setup is required for one-click opt-in. All right, so that's not bad. We could do that and go ahead and do the display network. Basically, what that means is those of us who are running Google Ads on our site, if we have a platform where it's an informational site and we have ads running on um, that property, that website, then this will uh, our ads can show on those websites where people are um, running AdWords and receiving payment because somebody clicks through the ad from their site. Google pays out 60, I believe it's about 60% of whatever, so whatever I'm going to pay them for that click, they pay 60% of that to the person who has the site that's driving the traffic. Now remember, that's not just an easy way to make money. Uh, those payments are generally pennies, 1 to 10, maybe 20 or 30 cents per click that you're getting, and you have to still do all the work to drive traffic. And generally speaking, you're not supposed to pay. It wouldn't be very advantageous to do that anyway, but you're not supposed to use Google AdWords paid ads to drive traffic to a site where you have Google AdSense with ads displaying. They don't want that. Okay. All right. Locations, all countries and territories, United States and Canada, United States only. Well, this is going to be based on where you ship. If you're using a drop ship supplier and they ship primarily to the US, then you should select United States only. Okay. Um, since I ship all over the world with my product, I may go ahead and do all countries and territories. Or I might want to specify because there are some locations where I don't do it. So we can go in here and we've got the location options. We've got enter another location. We've got some options there to do this. Now, since the ad I'm doing today is going to be a Father's Day ad, just a short ad here, I'm probably going to just, because I've only got a week and a half for this, I'm probably going to do just United States. Just for kicks and giggles, let's click on this, enter another location and see what they have here. So look at that. We can enter a location to target or exclude. For example, a country, city, region, or postal code. All right, so we can put United States. So I start typing and it's doing its little search to show me the options that match what I'm typing in, right? So we could do United States country. And so I can target that, okay? Um, then if we look at this and we want to add another, oh, right down here, trying to click in the wrong place. If we want to add another one, if we want to add Europe, for example, then I'll type in the word Europe here, or part of it. I don't even have to type the whole word. And we've got South Holland, Netherlands City, and we've got all these possible options. Prague, Czech City. We've got South Holland, Netherlands. So they've got all of these. We're going to put let's put Europe. That'll help complete that a little bit. Okay, so now we're a little more specific. Mexico City is one that I do not want to do, so I'm going to exclude that. There's just too much theft in Central and South America. And so we'll exclude that one so that it is not going to show. I'm going to do United Kingdom as an option. And so you can choose and specifically, specify which countries or locations. You can even specify just specific cities or states within the United States if you wanted to. So I'm going to do the United Kingdom. Yeah, we'll just target that. So that's 63 million reach there. Do I have to do individual countries? Can't I just do all of Europe? We're going to try putting in an option here for European and see if we can get European nations or something like that come up, but it doesn't look like I'm going to have that option. All right, so I can do Rome. I can do France. I can do individual cities. One place I know that they like my sharpener is in Australia. So I'm going to do Australia. So you can go through and you can specify individuals, or you can just start. Now, if you're in the United States or if you ship to the United States, then keep it simple as you're getting started. There's time later to expand and to test all these other places. Keep it simple and just do United States. All right. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. Languages, English. All right, that's good. That's what I want to focus on. Audiences, select audiences to add to your campaign. Now, if you know your demographics, if you've done a little bit of research and you know who your target audience is, then you can be a little bit more specific with this. Okay, so I've created specific audiences here. And so that gives me a little bit more control over who I present it to. You can create new audiences in the audience manager. Uh, this will tell us a little bit about that. Audiences are groups of people with specific interests, intents, demographics, and as estimated by Google, they're people you can show your ads to. Data from your audience sources may be used to improve the bidding and targeting of your audience campaigns. Okay. So I'm not going to worry about a specific audience um, here because I just want to focus on keywords. So I'm not going to try and bring it down to a specific demographic. All right, budget. It says enter the average you want to spend each day. Okay, so we're putting in a daily budget here. So I'm going to put in $50 a day for my budget. Remember, this is at our campaign level, so for all of the ads within the budget, okay? Be willing to spend money. If you want this to work and you really want to drive traffic and you want to get results, then you're going to have to put some serious money into it. It will take you some time and you're going to spend some money initially as you're dialing it in, learning what works, learning what doesn't, but it's important to get the traffic, all right? All right, bidding. What do you want to focus on? Conversions is the default here, at least for me. We can do conversions, conversion value, other optimization options, clicks, impression share. There's all these different things. I'm not going to get into the details in this webinar to discuss what each of these are, but if you hover over them, you've got the little bubble that pops up there that Google will explain a little bit, and then you might need to Google it to find out more and read up on some of that. Set a target cost per action. CPA, cost per action. Okay, so the CPA sets bids to help get as many conversions as possible at or below the target cost per action you set. Some conversions may cost more or less than your target. So cost per action means if I get a conversion, if I get a sale, then what's it worth to me? Okay, so I'm going to leave that at the default. $8.30 is not too bad. We'll leave that. Okay. All right, now there are all kinds of other more creative and advanced things you can do with Google Ads, but we're getting started here, so we're just going to focus on the basics. Okay, we're not going to go into more settings or any of that, just the basics. All right, ad extensions. We're not going to talk about that today. Ad extensions are supposedly going to give you higher click-through rate, um, phone numbers, call out extensions, free shipping, made in USA, things like that. That one is one that I actually like. So I'm going to pop that one open and we're going to do that. Use account level call out extensions. Yep, that's good. It's already, so I've already got some of that set up. Okay. All right. Or we could select and create campaign level call out extensions. Okay. You know what? I'm going to do some of that. Add at least 2 call out extensions. I'm going to do made in the USA and free shipping. Okay. All right. And that's it. We're not going to do anything more. We're going to save and continue at this stage. And that'll take us to step 2 to set up ad groups. When we get to that next page, we're going to name our ad group. So that's the first thing we want to do here is create a name for the ad group. So again, this is a group of ads. So we might have multiple ads under this group. I'm right now focusing on Father's Day, so I'm going to go ahead and call this Father's. I'm not worried about punctuation. Father's Day for my ad group name, and then I can do multiple ads around Father's Day. Okay. Keywords. New keywords experience. Google can help you get relevant keywords for your ads. We'll provide suggestions based on your website or the products and services you offer. Now, if they're going to provide suggestions based on our website, then we better have all our optimization done on our website properly, right? If we have put our keywords in there the way they should be in our meta tags, especially, and in our URLs, then Google can look at our website and get a pretty good idea of what our keywords are, our most important keywords actually are, because we've already told them. That's part of why we do that SEO. Okay, so it's got a list of keyword suggestions here saying, hey, these keywords were generated based on your website's content. Edit or remove keywords to customize your campaign. Great, fantastic, done. Yes, it was a helpful guide. Thank you, Google. All right. So now we need to look at this and say, okay, are there any keywords in here I don't want? Are there any keywords that I do want to keep? And we can delete anything that we don't want, keep anything that we do. So I'm going to delete those that are not directly and specifically relevant to my product and the ads that I want to run here. Um, and I'm actually going to, well, we might leave that. Knife sharpening service, nope, not so much. Um, Knife sharpening kit, absolutely. Knife sharpener Amazon, nope. Sharpeners, nope. Best sharpening stone, nope. Ceramic knife sharpener, yeah, I don't really want to target that. Work sharp sharpener, diamond knife sharpener. Okay, so we'll get rid of those that aren't relevant. Sharp blade, no. Knife sharpener near me, no. Sharpening stone, tool sharpener, ceramic knife, work sharp knife sharpener, knife sharpening tools, um, knife sharpening tools, maybe. I could see that as a possibility. Lansky, no. Um, best knife sharpener UK, blade sharpening near me. So I'm going to get rid of those bottom 3. Okay. So there, I've culled my list. I've taken it down to those that I think are most valuable. Knife sharpening system, knife sharpening. All right, now I've got my sharpening system keywords, right? I've got a list of keywords that I can go and reference. And so I can go back to that list and say, do I want to add some more into here? So professional knife sharpener. Professional knife sharpening system. Knife sharpening system. All right, so I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and glance at my keywords. So let's peek at those real quick. So remember, with your list of keywords, you want to make sure that you're doing the all-in title research. You have an idea of the competition. And so I can see on this list, this is a recent list that I started researching, but I haven't completed all of that. And so I need to go and do some of that here. So I'll run a search on some of these and get some of that data that I don't have yet. So there's 32,000 on that one. So there are a lot of good keywords here, but honestly, I think I'm good with what I have so far. So I'm going to leave that as it is. But you might need to spend a little time looking through your list of keywords to decide those that are most valuable for you. Okay. All right. So fix your typos as you go. Okay, so we've set up this ad group. We're going to save and continue. I'm not going to create multiple ad groups at this time, just one. On the next step, Google is recommending that you create a responsive search ad with at least good ad strength that closely relates to the theme of your keywords. I'm reading their discussion up here. Okay, so we've got our keywords here, responsive search ads here. So we're going to just scroll down to start creating our ad here. Display path. So the display path fields are part of the display URL. The green text under your headline text and can be up to 15 characters each. So to create your display URL, Google Ads will combine the domain from the URL with text, nonprofits, for example. All right, so they're giving you a little example. So it's not a required thing that we have to do there necessarily. All right, so over here, they're going to show you what your ad will look like. We start creating that by dialing it in right over here. Viper Sharp Knife Sharpener. Father's Day sale. And you can add multiple headlines here if you want. Get Dad what he wants. And so this responsive, that's what we're building here, is responsive ad, where it will decide which of these works best. Professional knife sharpening system. We'll throw that in there, and that's too long. So we need to be 30 characters. So if I get rid of knife, professional sharpening system, then we're good. Okay. Okay. And it is a good idea to use the keywords that we are using up here. So we can do diamond knife sharpener, for example, as one of these. So we'll throw that in there. And then for the last phrase, we'll put knife sharpening kit. So that gives us a lot of options there. See, it's given us a good rating on things here, saying, hey, you're doing good. You're probably going to have some good results from this. Add more headlines to increase your chances for better performance. All right, well, we could do that. We could do knife sharpening system. We've got professional sharpening system. Let's go ahead and add in knife sharpening system. Sharpening. There we go. Okay. Do I have precision? Precision sharpening system. We'll throw that in there. All right. And so after you fill that out and you've exhausted all that you want to put in there as options, now we look down here at the add headline, 2 to 4. So we've got the Viper Sharp knife sharpener will give you the professional results you are looking for. Professional precision sharpening system. We can add another description here. Oh, actually, these don't need capitals on everything. Keep dad's knives. Razor sharp. They don't like exclamation points in the ads, so refrain from that and keep it simple. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. I put free shipping to the United States there at the bottom. We're going to save and continue. So see, you can follow the progress. So up here at the top, if I wanted to go back and change campaign settings or ad groups or create more ads, I could always do that. Okay. Okay, so here we are at the review. Conversion, 3 daily estimate, cost $27.75. That'd be fantastic if that works the way they say it will. So we've got everything there. We're going to go ahead and publish, and we are now running an ad. So those are the basic steps to create an ad. Then we have to let it run. Run it for at least 2 weeks. Watch what happens. Spend the money. Don't fret when you don't see uh, sales coming right away in the first few days as you start running it. Run the ad, gather the data, and then after you've got that data from your analytics, right? So you've got Google Analytics or StatCounter.com or any of those analytics sites, then you can look at what has been happening with your visitors and your conversions. Or lack thereof, right? And you look at those stats to determine what to do different as you move forward and what to change. And then you make a change and you run that for 2 weeks. Don't get antsy on this. Let it run. And when you do make changes, make one change, run that one change 2 weeks, and don't change anything else. If you're running ads here and you're testing your ads, don't go make a bunch of changes on your website as well. Adding products is okay, but don't change your images or don't change anything on the site. When I say change, it's okay to add content, add blogs, add articles, add products if you want to, but don't change images that are there. Don't change products or content that is there. Leave what's there during that duration while you're testing. You change one thing at a time, okay? So that ad group is running right now, so we're going to let that run. I can look at it by coming in here and clicking on the holidays. So on the left-hand column, I've got all of these campaigns. I got my campaign number 1, which is my primary. I've got my holidays campaign, and under that, the Father's Day ad group. And so I could go in now and create other ads if I wanted to drive traffic a little differently. Okay, so I can click on that ad group, and that will let me look at my content of the ad and the performance. Gives me a little bit of data here, and of course, if I have analytics, I can see more of that data. But this one will let me see my my ad, the keywords that I'm targeting, and all of that analytic stuff. That's going to have to be explained in another webinar. So thank you for joining. I hope that you found this valuable. If you have questions, please post them in the comments below this video so that I have those questions there and I can answer them, or maybe create other videos for you in the future that might clarify some of these steps. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Talk to you later.